Hey, how's it going, everyone? So, what am I working on now? Well, I was working on the Colorado, and I'm doing one side first. I'm actually making a video on it. I'm doing one side of the brakes right now. Turns out I had some wrong parts. Went to go get the right parts, or exchange the parts for the right parts. Nobody has the left front brake hose for this thing. Nobody. Absolutely nobody. Except one shop in Durham, which is 30 miles away, which is where I work in that area. So I'm like, well, you know what? I kind of want to try to get this thing done. I was using my daughter's car, her Hyundai Santa Fe. This is the one I just did the alternator on. So I was using her car, went and got up on the highway. All of a sudden, I start feeling it. I'm like, no, I'm getting a flat. Sure enough, the low tire light's on, I realize, and now the chime's starting to go off because it's very low. So I'm like, great. So I pull over, sure enough, right rear tire's flat. Okay. I look underneath the back, there's the spare. Now the spare was mounted upside down, meaning the valve stem was facing the floor. I hate when that's done. If you can at all mount the spare tire, mount it so the valve stem's facing down. This way you could check the tire pressure. If it's facing up, you can't check the tire pressure. I don't understand why people mount them facing up. The factory did it mounting face up. It's been like that on many cars that I've checked over the years. Why? Why have it facing up? Makes no sense. None. Zero. So, but anyway, I'm on the side of the highway. And I start looking. I find the jack. And I find the jack. All I find is the jack. None of the tools are there. All the tools are missing. Deep breaths. So I back up and I sit on the berm on the highway, looking at this thing with a flat tire. I have a photo of it. Let me insert the photo here. So anyway, I call my daughter and she's like, no, the tools should be there. Oh, no, they're not. I search through the car. They're not there. All right. She's like, I have a can of Fix-A-Flat in the car somewhere. I had it when I drove up to New York. She went up to New York not too long ago. I found the can of Fix-A-Flat. One of the kids must have been playing with it and discharged it a little bit. The hose was completely plugged up and the end was crudded up with that stuff. I tried to salvage what I could on the side of the road. Couldn't do it. Okay. So the guy who helped rescue her last time, his wife came over and met me on the side of the highway because they live locally. They live pretty close. Tater. And his wife is Sherry. So this is the second rescue of this car by them in the last, 2 weeks. So anyway, she came over and she had a 4-way lug wrench. And she had her spare tire jack for her car, which fit this car, luckily. So we were able to get it changed. I took the spare tire down, and like I said, the valve stem was facing up, and sure enough, it wasn't flat, but it was low. I was able to make it to the next exit and air it up. It had less than 20 pounds of air in it. And as you know, it's got the donut spare. As you know, those donuts hold about 60 psi, depending. Some of them hold 80. So anyway, I got it to the gas station. I aired it up. I drove it home. I started checking the tire, and I found on the tire, I found a puncture wound almost dead center of one of the tread holes. Okay, and it was a clear in and out. So as fast as you start putting air in, as fast as it starts coming out. Funny thing is, about that far away, I saw another puncture mark, and then a little bit further away, and about the same distance, I saw like another puncture mark. I don't remember hitting anything on the road. That's what bothers me. It's like I caught something, but what did I catch? And something that went in and out and made like a perfect little hole. Is it possible I hit remnants of a spike strip? I don't know. I really don't know, because the tire went flat quick. Luckily, I pulled over and I didn't ruin the tire. So really what I want to show you here is this. What I want to tell you is this. Make sure you have everything in your car in case you get a flat. Make sure you have what you need. If you don't have a spare, maybe have a can of Fix-A-Flat with you, just as a precautionary, because you never know. I personally hate Fix-A-Flat, but you know what? If you're stuck on the side of the road and it's an emergency, Fix-A-Flat wouldn't have done anything for this anyway. It would have gone in and come right out. It was a pretty decent sized hole. I do have a plug kit. I was able to plug the tire. I was a bit aggravated when I was doing all this. I didn't make a video of plugging the tire. Next time I get a tire to plug, I'm going to make a video on that, because you do it right. There's really nothing wrong with it. A lot of people are hesitant on using tire plugs. They say, you know, patch them from the inside. Patching from the inside is the better way to go. I don't have tire equipment here. I can't patch from the inside. We don't have tire equipment at my shop. I can't patch it from the inside. I need to get the car back on the road for use for tonight. So did that. So now it's good to go. So the tire is plugged and it doesn't leak. I did check it. So what I did want to, besides tell you about, make sure you have your jacking equipment. Make sure it all works too, because I've also seen where I've gotten into people's cars and the jacking equipment's all there, but somebody had used it and never set the parking brake or whatever and actually bent the jack. So now the jack's useless. Make sure it all works. You have to get a cheap jack from Harbor Freight. Well, what I did want to show you is underneath this thing, if you can, let me show you what I'm talking about. Here it is. You see I put the tire there so everything's good. But now if you crawl under the back here, now you see there's the spare, there's the valve stem facing down. So the next time this thing gets an oil change, you can actually check the tire pressure, because how are you going to get to that if it's facing the other way? And that's the first time that spare tire was down, apparently. So, but anyway, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to share that with you. And, you know, it's like kind of common sense things, but it's things you don't really think about all the time. So, and you don't think about them, and you know what? It can leave you stranded and in a bad situation, kind of like I was for a little bit there. But we got it all worked out. So, thank you, Tater. Thank you, Sherry. I do appreciate the hand. Anyway, that's it. So, all right, guys. Hope you're getting something out of my videos. If you are, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, guys. Have a great day. Keep wrenching.